Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. It is Friday night, and this is episode number 1 of season 2. And I could not think of a better way to kick off this season without the one and only Rachel STrickland, you guys. I cannot believe I am so honored to have her on my show tonight. And I'm absolutely blown away. So, you guys, let's give a round of applause for the amazing Rachel STrickland.
Oh, that's such a warm introduction. I appreciate you so much for even inviting me on the show. This is an awesome show.
Oh, I am absolutely blown away. I ran into a friend today at the Goodwill or the Amazon bins, and she's like, "You have Rachel STrickland on your show tonight?" Like, yeah. How did
no
you
one
do
at
that?
my Amazon bins knows who I am at all.
Oh, funny. I realized tonight there's I have a stalker, I guess, that watches me there, doesn't talk to me, but then watches my videos to see what I found at the bins. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. Like, say hi.
So they know what to look for?
I guess. So they were talking to someone else that I talked to there, and she was saying how he went and talked to her, like, oh, that girl over there, I watch her YouTube.
Oh,
but
that's kind of flattering, though.
Her.
Like maybe they don't know how to approach you because they're starstruck by you or something.
Maybe. It's totally weird to get recognized. All right, who do we have here tonight? We got Chrissy. Welcome. Nutter, the best fanboy there is. Thank you, thank you. Christy. I buy cheat. What is your first name? I know you.
Christopher.
Christopher. Yay. Coppercat's here. Jean, welcome.
That's my dad.
Yay. Coco, you made it. I was thinking of her earlier today. I'm like, I have not seen her in a long time. No videos, nothing in our little chat rooms. Like, where has Coco been? So I am so happy
vacation
to see you here.
hiatus.
I think so. You enjoyed your piece too much.
Yeah.
Mary's here. Lenoy, another one I haven't heard from in a long time.
I talked to her today. We were trying to. She was trying to rope me into coming over to Orlando.
Oh, at least it's warm.
Yeah, my family lives in. Yeah. Oh, it's cold here. My family lives in Florida though, and she was like, "Next time you come," and I said, "I would love the next time I come to Florida, even to sneak away for a day trip over to Orlando to meet with all the girls there."
Oh, that would be amazing.
It'd be great, like Chrissy and Coco and Lenoy, and if Christy's in town because she's constantly in town.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome.
Mary said it's happening. We're going.
In Orlando now. I have never been to Orlando.
Oh, you should go. It's fun.
I'd love to. Background looks great. Thank you. Belle, Stephanie, right? I'm so bad at names. Stephanie, welcome. I'm so excited you made it. All right. So, for those of us, which is probably nobody here, but anybody here that doesn't know you, would you do a quick introduction and just kind of tell us who you are and how you got started in reselling?
Yes, absolutely. My name is Rachel STrickland. I live in Southeast Missouri. So I'm in a tiny little town of 7,400 people. We have a couple stoplights. We have one thrift store. And so if I can resell from here, you can resell from anywhere. Trust me. I still find Prada and Versace and Gucci, even in this tiny little one-horse town. Like, I live on a dirt road. When people say they're rural, I'm like, look at my truck. But so outside of reselling, love Christ, love my family, love running. I love my family so much that I had to find a way to stay home with them as much as possible. Why I started reselling. It's like so many of us, moms who resell. I was pregnant with my second child and really fell in love with the idea of thrifting, because who doesn't love to shop? Thrifting to resell and just stay home with him. And I guess I just really never looked back. He's 7.5 now, and I've been reselling since I was pregnant with him.
Wow. Is Israel your only?
No, I have an almost 18-year-old.
Oh my goodness.
My oldest is 17. Do what?
You don't talk about it, him, her, him?
Him, yeah. So he's actually has a couple of videos on my channel, and he sells on my Whatnot.
So, okay, I think I have seen him on there. Okay.
if you ever see Legos being or Lego whoops
Yes.
Lego being sold on my What Night channel, then that's my oldest son. His name's Dello. He just created a YouTube channel, but he doesn't have anything out yet. But yeah, he's 17 and a half. He's a senior in high school this year.
Amazing. How fun. Gosh, I'm still in the 7.5-year-old range with my littles.
Yeah, 10 years
They're a
apart is
handful.
like a big gap between my kids. They're 10 years and 20 days apart.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I think that would be almost not easier, but helpful because then he's got all that experience. He's able to help more, where my then 5-year-old was not as much help for the
Yeah.
baby, whereas a 10-year-old is usually a lot
Yeah,
much
the only
easier.
thing he was worried about was having to share his birthday. He was really worried that the baby would be born on his birthday, and he'd been an only child for 10 years. And then so
Oh my
actually,
gosh.
yeah, after I had Israel, so Dello is suddenly not an only child. He is an older brother. And then we welcomed a 16-year-old girl into our home and raised her until she graduated high school. So he went from being an only
Wow.
child for 10 years to being a older brother to being a middle child suddenly,
Wow.
where
Big
he
life
had,
change.
yes, it was big life changes. So yeah, she lived with us until after she graduated high school.
That's amazing. Lenoy, thank you. Oh my goodness. Too kind. I have
I was
family
born
all
in
over
Dunklin
Blue
County.
Hill, Dunklin, Pemiscot? Those are fun
Temiscot,
names. Originally from, I'm not even going to say these.
Blytheville, Arkansas.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you
Lower
would know my
rural.
town, Copper Cat. I'm in Dexter, so I was born in Kennett, which is the seat of Dunklin County. They're talking about there, and I grew up in Malden, which is also Dunklin County. I'm in Stoddard County.
Okay. And all right, let's see what else we want to ask you. So, how did you originally get started? Like, what was your aha light bulb moment knowing that your goal was to stay home? What made you go down the reselling hole?
I love to thrift, but I thrifted out of necessity originally because Dello and I didn't have like a whole lot when he was little. Gosh, I feel like some days like I need to make it up to him now. I was a very young mom. I was 20 years old when I had him, and starting
Oh,
out in
wow.
real estate, you don't get a, it's a lot like reselling. You get paid when you sell stuff. And not everyone wanted to buy something from a 20-year-old realtor. So things were like a little bit harder. And I would thrift the things that we needed. And sometimes I would find, like, I remember finding a pair of amazing pants, but they were like 2 sizes too small for me. And I bought them because I felt like I couldn't leave them behind. And then one day I'm watching this girl on YouTube, and she has like a lifestyle vloggy channel, it has nothing to do with reselling. And she shows this stuff that she picked up at the Goodwill outlet, which I didn't know about, and that she sold online. And I'm like, what do you mean? You went to a thrift store and bought stuff and you're reselling it? This sounds cool, maybe. And so I looked up where's the closest Goodwill bins to me. It was a 3-hour one way. It's in St. Louis.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I
I've heard
drove
that's a
3
good
hours.
one, though.
Was that?
I said, I heard that's a good one. Isn't that Kristen's favorite one?
Yeah, it's a really good one. She and I met up there once and thrifted together there. There's 2 actually in
Nice.
St. Louis. So I drove the 3 hours one way. I went there and found Coach and like Kate Spade, Marc Jacobs bags, and I came back home, listed the stuff. When I sold the first little like Kirsten or something clutch, this tiny little Coach bag, I feel like I was hooked.
Wow.
So it was like a 6-hour round trip and a day by myself in St. Louis. And I don't think I ever really looked back.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's awesome.
Oh my goodness. I'm speechless. Thank you.
Yeah,
All
if you
right.
had a year filled with joy and love and great friendships, that's really all you need.
Yes, so true. All right. So you mentioned that your oldest does his kind of reselling thing. I've kind of seen Israel helping you with some of your side stuff. What else do they do to help you in the business?
Dello
And
is
how
like
what else
full-time.
does he help?
My husband, okay, so Drew had an eBay account and used it to sell items way before I did. And I was just like, who sells on eBay? And Isn't this weird? But Drew has his own Whatnot now. He sells shoes on Whatnot when he has time to have a show. And he has his own eBay. He sells tools and things pretty regularly over there. Kind of ties in with his channel a bit more because he has a DIY channel here on YouTube.
Okay.
But my oldest son is full-time reseller. He wasn't sure if he wanted to do this. And during like quarantine and shutdown and everything, this lady paid him $37, which is such a weird number, to pick up sticks in her yard because she couldn't hire anyone to come over and pick up sticks. And so he was like 14 at the time. Is that right? Something like that. 13 and 14. I drove him over there. He picked up the sticks, but he really had his eye on this $200 scooter. And I said, well, you're going to have to turn the $37 into something better. And at the time I was flipping weights on eBay because everything was shut down. Well, he invested his $37. He turned it into like $150 and then negotiated with the lady on eBay and got the scooter. Well, wow. So he was like pretty good little reseller there for a while. Well, he turned 16 and he's actually old enough to get a job here. He decides that he wants to go to work at Burger King. And I was like, I think that's great. Everyone should work for someone else at least once in their life.
Absolutely.
And it lasted 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
No, it wasn't even the work so much. It was like they would give him 3 hours a week, Jennifer.
Yeah.
He said, Mom, I'm never going to make any money. I said, well, you can come make money with me. And I support him in that I give him all my shipping supplies. He can't have his own accounts. So think about it. Like he sells on my Whatnot. He sells on my eBay. Like I have to pay taxes on everything he sells. But I feel like that's such, like, I would invest that in his education as far as being an entrepreneur. Even if he decides he doesn't want to resell his whole life, just knowing that he can be his own boss. Like my son graduated and knowing that he's not dependent on anyone else to make money is worth me doing all that, I feel like.
All the life skills of being an entrepreneur. I think that is the stuff that you miss in public schooling. They don't go over any of this stuff.
No.
And you just assume you get out of school, you go straight to college, or you go straight to a full-time job, and that's your life. So I feel like this whole entrepreneur side, it's completely skipped over. And it's not even as a reseller. Like my husband, he does audio video production. So he does something completely different than anything that I do. I mean, he helps with my videos. So that's his tie-in with his video skill. But it's sad that in schooling, it's not talked about enough. And I think the life skills that you need to be any kind of entrepreneur, I wish they taught that more.
I do definitely believe that school is set up to produce employees. So like I appreciate everything that they do teach in school, and I've been in some of those classrooms where I'm like, God bless these teachers, but there's a lot of things that a lot of like voids or sometimes chasms in what is taught, and it's so our responsibility to fill in those voids. You know what I mean? Like, like we can't say, hey, they're not teaching the 10 Commandments, for instance, and it's like, are you teaching them in your home? And again, even with entrepreneurship, I feel like anything that how to fill out a check. I remember the first time a grown adult asked me how to address an envelope, and I'm just like, how do you not know that? So my son had to get his car inspected the other day, and the only appointment they had was at 2:00. And he told his government teacher, he's like, I'm going to miss government because I have to go get my car inspected. And I thought, no, there's a lot of people that would probably have just went and picked up their kid's car and took it, but now he knows how to go get an inspection. Like it's a life skill. He called and made the appointment himself. He went and paid for it. Like I need him to know how to walk into the bank and withdraw money. I don't need to be doing all these things for him because I'm trying to raise a grown man. You know what I mean?
100%. Major high fives to that. That's those are life goals. You want them. Yeah, you need them to learn all of that. And with having him have that job at Burger King, now he knows he doesn't want to work at Burger King, and it's that much more motivation. My nephew works at Arby's, and same thing. He's working 2 hours a week originally. And it's like, that's not even enough to pay for the gas to get to the other side of town.
Yes.
So, and then they go from 2 hours to full time. So now he's working 40 hours, and he's like, I hate this. I hate this. Well, there's other options out there, but he doesn't have the drive, I would say, that your little ones have.
It takes a lot.
You're doing amazing.
My kids have a live-in motivational speaker. Can you imagine how annoyed they are?
No
Poor kids can't escape it.
In my pocket if I could.
You guys can turn me off though, and they just have to hear me all the time.
Oh, funny. I'm watching the live. That's funny. All right, let's see. Who else am I missing here?
I saw Ryan jump in.
Ryan, yay. Okay. So let's see. I know I've asked these questions to everyone, but it's nice to sit down and hear your specific answers and how you run your business. And I'm still learning a lot. So hopefully
Me
everyone else
too.
still is. So I know your fashion expertise. That is your number one, like,
I
wow,
kind of have
your
passion
eye for
for it.
fashion and for brands and purses. And I bought a Kate Spade today and I thought of you 100%. I should have brought it in. It's in my car. But it's like a nylon tote.
Okay.
Puffy. It's like a puffy tote. I'm like,
Yeah,
it's
so
Kate
it's like
Spade. It's gotta be worth
quilted.
something. Yeah. It's got
Yeah,
little buttons on it.
cute.
And it's super cute. And I paid $20 for it. So I don't know if it's even worth it, but it was just cute. So I may end up keeping it. I don't know. But so we know,
When you
of
list
course,
that, you should also use a keyword diaper bag.
it's in the back seat by Lincoln's seat.
You know, if
All right,
it's nylon, because when I was pregnant with Israel, I was looking for a designer nylon bag to use as a diaper bag, and I finally found my in-laws actually bought me a Michael Kors one, like what you're describing. So use the keyword diaper bag when you list it, maybe, but then
There
that might
you
turn
go.
off some people that don't want to use it as a diaper bag.
Like, I'm not taking a diaper bag to the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
it
funny.
wiped clean, and it was even good for the beach. Like, I like some of those nylon totes are pretty good.
Oh yeah, and that's funny what you say the diaper bag. I was gonna keep it in as like an emergency bag in the car and
Yeah.
just keep the extra clothes. I mean, he's 4, my little one, so
Yeah.
stuff happens. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Here's my little helper now.
Hi.
Okay. I don't know how the lighting's gonna come through, but
Oh, that's so cute. That's
look
really
at the little
cool.
buttons, and
Hey,
she
that
wanted
silhouette is
25.
pretty in right now.
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, would you take 20 for that one? She's like, oh, sure, because it's not leather. Because she had some leather ones. But it's got, yeah, lots of pockets.
That's
I mean,
cool.
it could definitely be diaper bag material. And it's
For
it's
sure.
hot pink. The color's not coming through, but it's hot pink.
I was thinking, is it pink or red? Because the inside was pink. That's cool. I really like that
pink,
bag.
But my lighting is weird.
You know, a little trick on Kate Spade while we're talking about Kate Spade to anyone listening. So on Kate Spade bags, if the spade, like the spade design, like the same that is on a deck of cards, if it is hollow, if it is not filled in ever, then those bags were made specifically for the Kate Spade outlet. And that's one way to tell, just in case anyone's curious. I don't have a whole lot of like Kate Spade trivia, but if you want to listen to a really cool entrepreneur story, the story of Kate Spade on NPR's How I Built This. If you like podcasts, NPR has one called How I Built This. They follow entrepreneurs and how they started their business, and they did a phenomenal one on Kate Spade. Amazing. She was quite the woman.
That's awesome. I'll have to check it out. So what are some other niches that you do or ones that you wish you knew more about?
Vintage. I love anything vintage. I always say anything they're not making anymore. That's what I'm really passionate about. That's probably why I sold real estate, because that's like the number one thing they're not making any more land. But when things are wood, metal, or glass, they really catch my eye because we're not using those materials anymore, and they're so sustainable, and that is just such good quality. And I always say between vintage and designer, if I could only choose one, I would choose vintage, because someone else is going to see the value of the designer item, but some of this stuff I pick up, other people think is junk, like gum wrappers and broken Hot Wheels, and that's vintage, and I see that that's worth saving. So I would rather sell vintage over designer even.
Oh, wow. I loved your Christmas vintage video.
Thanks.
Where you were showing some of the most craziest little ornament that's worth like $500, or those lights.
Yeah.
There was a certain light. So then instantly, my first thing at thrift stores for the last month has been going to the Christmas section, trying to find some of that weird stuff.
Those Dresden ones, that's insane. Dresden, crazy. You guys got to look it up.
It's like a puffer jacket. Yes, exactly. That's why it caught my eye. I totally gravitated to it.
It's a cool silhouette. You could even use Y2K like as a keyword.
Ah. Got approved to sell luxury
This is
bags.
true. I can sell
Fancy.
Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Chanel. I can sell any of that on Whatnot now. You know what would be
That's
the coolest
awesome.
sourcing trip ever? And if I can find like a plug and a way to do this in the next 2 years, I think it'd be amazing to do. To make a trip to Japan and source designer out of their lockers there, because they have storage lockers full of designer goods, like vintage stuff. And I can buy it
Okay.
from Japanese sellers on eBay, but if I could go there and source it and like ship it home, I feel like that would be the dreamiest sourcing vacation ever.
Wow. That is dreaming. That's definitely next is gonna be Paris. And that
I
would
just
be
want to go
amazing.
to Japan and then find Louis Vuitton and Gucci.
There you go. All right. Nutter wanted to know how long you've been a jockey and how you ended up on that horse statue. And yeah, he was wanting to know how long you've been a jockey.
Fun fact, I have only been on a horse in real life one time. Christopher found this statue, guys, this little bobblehead of a blonde. She's wearing pink and she's on a horse. And I told him I kind of want to get it and make the horse into a unicorn because that would be super awesome. But the only time I've ever been on a horse, I was wearing a gown actually, and it was for a photo shoot, and there
Oh,
was no
wow.
saddle. There's no saddle.
Ouch.
So I had never been on a horse, and I'll find the pictures. I'll post them on my Instagram for you guys. Okay. So be sure you're following Rachel STrickland official. I think that's my Instagram. But I'm in this white gown, like laid over on a horse.
It sounds beautiful, but painful.
It didn't quite look like the bobblehead that Christopher found. And the horse
Okay,
looking
I
back,
found the bobblehead.
you
I'm
found it?
hoping.
If you
See
hold
if
it
I
up
don't
there
get
for a
it
while,
there.
it'll go good. Look at this, guys. It does kind of look like me on a horse. I just want to make it a
It
unicorn.
probably does.
If she didn't have bangs, I probably would have already bought it off of them. I never really had Barbie bangs like that. I tried to cut bangs once when I was in high school, and I don't know what I cut them like here, girl. And then I was cutting like my baby bangs, and I was like, why are these here? And so they ended up shooting out like a shelf. If you guys knew how awkward I was in high school, that was not pretty. And I had the
Oh
worst
my
orange
gosh.
tan. I looked like an Oompa Loompa with shelf bangs.
Oh, that's hilarious. You got to share some of those pictures too.
Okay. Just be
We'll
watching
just
the
go through your
Instagram,
whole
guys.
childhood. Yes. Let's see. Which is your favorite way to source? Do you like going to the Goodwill bins that are 3 hours away, or do you prefer your local thrift?
Yeah, my thrift store is a really great way for me to source because it's like a church. It's not even really tied in with the church. It's a town mission. So we feed, I say we as if I like own this place or work there. I shop there enough that we feed, yeah, we feed hungry people in our county. And so it stays local and they feed something like 2,500 people every month.
Wow.
Yeah. So they donate coats and things like that. So it's worthwhile even when I find something in there that I need to pay up for. It's all going to the Rockstar cause. And it's all like it's a gospel mission. So it's all done in the name of Christ as well. Like how could I complain
That's
about something
amazing.
being a little high price?
Right.
So I shop there a lot, but if I had my way, I would go to estate sales nonstop. But there's just
Do you get a
never
lot
any
in your
here.
town, or no?
No, I've never seen one in my town ever. So when I go to estate sales, I have to drive to Kentucky or Illinois. And I do, though. If it's a really good one, I'll drive for it.
Yeah. There was one that had a room of just designer stuff. And
Oh,
I don't know any of it. Like I knew they had some driving shoes. I forget the brand, but they're special shoes for these people to drive in. So that
you
I
know
guess
what
their
makes them
feet don't
driving
slip.
shoes?
They're
I
smooth. I don't
actually
know.
have a pair of Prada over there, but I think they're a little like buried under some stuff. So it would be like a men's loafer, and then on the heel where the sole would normally stop, it's wrapped underneath. And the point is when you're driving, you're not going to mess up the back of the shoe. So that's
Oh.
the keyword. That's the keyword for driving shoes. And like driving gloves have leather or something kind of tacky on the grip on the fingertips. You could grip the steering wheel.
That makes sense. The
Sorry.
shoes just cracked me up. I'm like, you know, your next level when you have to change your shoes to drive. Like, I need that problem.
Have you ever
But yeah,
like wore out a pair of heels though, or wore out the carpet in your car from like a pair of stilettos constantly?
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem I would have. But
I tried barefoot. Do you?
no, just flip-flops or my Crocs. Like, I'm
Oh,
extra classy. Yes.
yeah. If it's summertime, if I can get my shoes off, I throw them off as soon as I get in the car.
Oh, funny. I'd feel weird. I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't think I could do it. Let's see. What is your favorite thing about this business, other than being home with the kiddos, of course?
Oh, that is definitely my favorite part is not even the money, the time, because you can always make more money. You will never get this day back with your children, ever. Um,
Yeah.
so it is outside of that, my favorite thing is, I mean, the flexibility in general. Shopping is pretty cool. The fact that you are like everyone's personal shopper, saving stuff. When I was a kid, and my parents would attest to this, they're in the chat, I had this like passion for recycling. Recycle, reuse,
Mhm.
and reduce and reuse. And I was, Mrs. Save the Planet, and that's probably why I went vegetarian as a kid. And I always was like worried about our water consumption. And so now I'm like, I get to save the stuff from going in the landfill. So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And then it also gives you time. So mentioning with your lifestyle for your running. So I've been kind of following more of that. So are you doing ultra? Is that the next step?
Yeah, well, I've completed several ultra marathons. My husband and I both run ultras because we're sick. So
It
an ultra
takes a
is,
special person.
yeah, we're special. An ultra is anything greater than 26.2 miles. The furthest I've done several 24-hour runs, where you just run for 24 hours and see on that particular course how far you can go. And then the furthest
Yep.
I've ever ran, like in one sitting, is 50 miles. But this ultra is a combination of the two. So it's a 24-hour run. You can run 1 mile. You could run, like, my goal is to run 100 miles at the 24 hour.
Wow.
And so it's about 10 weeks away. I'm training for it right now. I'm not worried. This may sound stupid, okay? But just go with me. So I'm not worried about running 100 miles. That does not worry me. I know I can run 100 miles, but I'm worried about doing it in 24 hours. To anyone that ultras understands what a time crunch that is. That is
Wow.
quick for 100 miles, and there's only 9 women that have ever done it on this course.
Oh, wow. So what does that
Yeah.
make the average mile? I'm
It's
not
like
good
a
at math.
14:21, which is, you could walk a 14:21 if you wanted, but then you have to realize that counts every time you stop to use the bathroom, every time you
Yeah.
change your shoes. Like, all of this is factored in. If you need to stop and get something to eat, which you're going to, I'm gonna have to probably
Multiple
walk and eat.
times.
Yeah.
Yep. My brother-in-law is an ultra runner, and he
Really?
did New Year's Eve. He took my nephew, the one that worked at Arby's, to a, what did they call it? Like running across the year. So last year they did it. It was up in Phoenix somewhere, and it was 24 hours. But this year, because my nephew did not train at all, has never
Me
run a
last
mile
year.
in the last probably 5 years, they did the 12-hour. So it was
Yeah.
from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And I think they ended up, shucks, I think it was like 40 miles.
That's epic for
Like
if
40.
you haven't ran in a long time in 12 hours. Oh
He's
my
never
gosh.
hasn't run in years. In
That's epic.
years.
A true testament to like having somebody with
Oh,
you.
nothing. That doesn't even count. Running to get the mail or something. We're not
Like,
counting that. But yeah, he's
just
done
having someone
the rim to
beside
rim.
you. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I called
He's done the rim to rim on the Grand Canyon. That was a big one that he did. He's done that a few
wow.
times. He's crazy and runs ridiculous. He likes trails more than concrete, so he does a lot of elevation when he's running. Because like the
Well,
Grand
you
Canyon,
guys,
I mean, you can only imagine
yes.
the
You're
elevation.
geographically in one of the best places in America to run is northern Arizona. So a bit further north than
Mhm.
you are, obviously, but they have
Yep.
NAS athletes, and it's the most mimicked to like an Ethiopian altitude.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
So people will go to northern Arizona to train because of the altitude and because
Yep.
the great running conditions. It's one of the best places in America to run.
Yeah, but he's crazy. He'll go run when it's 106, 110 out and be perfectly fine.
Is this
Like,
your
oh
brother-in-law or your brother?
yes, brother-in-law.
Does your husband have the running bug too?
No.
That's
No, no one on my
awesome.
side. No one on my side. My sister ran with him for many years, but now that she's older and it's just hard on her body, so she doesn't run anymore.
That's awesome.
It's a lot. That's Christy mentioned how Arizona and Florida are the best estate sale states. It is. As morbid as it is, we get a lot of them because I live in a retirement community. So, I mean, it's nature. It happens.
It's a
So
lot of
we
estate
do get
to
a
sell.
lot of estate sales, a lot. And the church run ones are definitely the favorites, because so many of them, I mean, it comes back to the community. There's one that has a whole billboard that says X dollars went to the food bank, X dollars went to public schooling, X dollars went to all the different organizations that they support, and each week you get to see that number go up. And then
That's
they'll
awesome.
say, oh, for 2023 they got this much in all these different categories. So like you
Wow.
said, when you're paying up for something, you know it's going to a good cause.
Yeah. Like giving
But
kids
yeah,
school shoes. You can't argue with that.
exactly. So I think same with Florida. They get a lot of snowbirds and a lot of people that retire there. And I don't know how I could do it if I didn't live where I live. It would definitely
Yeah.
be more of a struggle. Let's see.
That's my mom saying I saved everything when I was a kid. I did.
Ah,
I would make them gifts out of like recycled and repurposed boxes and sticks and stuff.
that's amazing. Okay, Mary says every mile Rachel runs, I'm listing an item from our death pile. I can't keep up with her. And you're doing the challenge with us. There's a challenge going right now with Nutter and a whole bunch of people in the chat that for every item you sell the day before, you have to list double the next day. It's been kicking my butt because I've been having like 16 item days. Like,
That's crazy.
nope, I don't even have 36 items to list. So
Wow.
I'm doing my best, but even with if I'm only getting 5 or 10 listed, the value of it's paying off. I have the 16 sales because I listed 20 things the day before. So
Yeah.
it proves the more you list, the more
That's
it
awesome.
sells. And so Mary, you're double doing it with the miles.
Yeah, and she just said tomorrow's a catch-up day, and I'm so sorry, Mary, but I run 14 miles in the morning, so I don't know what you're catching up with because you're gonna.
Oh my goodness. I run 14-minute miles. Yeah, me too. Me too. Honestly, I think my best, it's embarrassing. I think my best when I was trying to get fit was like a 20-minute mile. And I was thrilled. I did it in 20 minutes.
Hey,
It's
a
the same
mile is a mile, no matter
walking.
how long it takes you.
Yep,
Same
exactly.
distance.
If I'm doing a 14-mile, something must be chasing me. Yes. Exactly. And if I'm running, you better be running too, because there's a reason. All right. What cause are you running for?
So the 24-hour run is with the Aslinger Foundation. Howard Aslinger, he was wheelchair bound for most of his life. I think when he was a child, he became wheelchair bound. And he always said that his handicap, it wasn't a disability, it wasn't a handicap, it was an inconvenience. That's what he would call it. And he started an organization to help other people in the same situation, ensure that they were able to go to college, ensure that they were able to be productive in their lives and have every opportunity, even though they were inconvenienced. And so I did this run last year and I talked a bit about the organization then. And like that really gave me a lot of strength last year when I was doing this because I wasn't trained and my feet were just trash. And I thought it's just an inconvenience, like keep going, and that's what they said. We weren't sure exactly where to put on this 24-hour run, and it's a 1.1 mile loop. So they said, is anyone crazy enough to run a 1 mile loop for 24 hours straight? And they said, we just hope that you will just look at it as an inconvenience. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just love everything about the organization. It's very local. It's an hour from my house, and I think it's great.
That's awesome. Wow. And you just did one was it the Miracle Network, or what was the last one? You did a big one. St. Jude, yeah. That's awesome.
Definitely a worthwhile organization there. Like no family ever receives a bill for their child's cancer treatment.
That's amazing. My honeypot is a hospice. I never would have thought that. I didn't even know hospice had options, but makes sense. People dying to give their stuff away. We've got Lori here. Welcome. And Amber, welcome. New to reselling, Jennifer Solville's demographic motivation. I tell my honey I'm driving and listening to Jen's videos. Thank you. Thank you. And those who are here, I am going to do a little giveaway. I've got one of my big stickers, which, I mean, it's good size.
It's so pretty. It's so sparkly.
And then I've got a sparkly, upside down, pretty fly for a cacti. And then
that's so cute. Did you make that up?
That are little cactuses. So once I figure out, I think I had to stream a different website. How do you do a giveaway in here again?
So Google StreamYard giveaway tool, and then it'll bring it up. Like Google brings it right up. I don't know how to find it within StreamYard without Googling it every time. And it will take you to another website, and then you select the live stream.
Okay.
And then like input whatever you want the word to be.
Okay, that just tells me how I do it. All right, I'll figure it out by the end. So that is the giveaway. So stay tuned for that. Tomorrow is the major catch-up day. Yes. I'm keeping up with the challenge, hoping next week I can get more sales off vacation mode. Yes. What time do you get up in the morning, Rachel?
I typically wake up 6:45 to 7 a.m. Immediately we make our kids breakfast and lunch and we get them out the door. I'm not much of a morning person. I don't enjoy waking up early. There for a while, I woke up at 5 a.m. for like 6 months of my life, and I'll never get those 6 months back. I'm just kidding. It was great because it was like quiet time to study the word and everything. I'm just not, I would rather stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning than wake up at 6 a.m. Yep. And tomorrow, my oldest son and I are going prom suit shopping, and it's out of state. It's in Kentucky. So I have 14 miles to run, and I don't want that to interfere with his senior experience. This is his last semester. So I have to start my run at 7 a.m. The wind chill is going to be like 4 degrees outside. So I'm going to run for 3 hours on the treadmill tomorrow morning.
Oh my gosh.
But let me tell you, okay, Jennifer, hang on. I'm talking to my friend who will often run with me, and she may do this race. She's not sure. And I said, do you want to hang out? And she's like, yeah, where do you want to hang out? I said, do you want to run for 3 hours on the treadmill tomorrow morning? Like, who says yes to that? Who says yes to that? And she said yes. And I was like, you are the only rock star outside of Drew that I actually know in real life. You're seriously going to run for 3 hours on the treadmill with me tomorrow morning? She's like, yeah, I'll be there at 7.
Wow.
So it'll be fun because I'll have her.
I'd be sitting, drinking my coffee.
Think of me.
But yeah, I'll be sitting down.
I just don't want her outside. The winds here are like 60 miles an hour the last few days.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that we've been cold because everybody else in this room would laugh at me, but we did reach the 20s this morning, and I think my kids were going to freeze. But it's been chilly. We've been in the low, like in the 30s for overnight. Wow. And for us, that's cold. And then the high is in like mid 50s. So I've been bundling up and bundling the kids up, and everyone else, 60 degrees, they start going into flip flops and shorts, but not here. 60 is the opposite. We start the heated blankets. I just invested in a heated throw for the couch.
Oh, that's so cool. Is it like battery powered or just pretty?
It's plug-in, but it has like an auto off. So if I forget to turn it off, it'll turn off in a few hours. We're cool. Weenies. I like my heated blankets and all my warm cozies. All right. So what is your biggest pet peeve in reselling?
Probably one of my biggest pet peeves in life, to be honest with you. I don't like the word can't. I remember telling my son that was like a bad word when he was little, my oldest, and then they had it as a spelling word, and he was like, oh, Mom, we have a bad word. I was like, oh, like, it's not really a bad word. I just don't think it's something you should say because there's maybe you can't right now. Maybe you're not able to yet. And so I feel like people are constantly saying what they can't do, and then they will blame eBay. They'll blame the algorithm. They'll blame Poshmark broken search. They'll blame not having a social media so they can't sell and whatnot. They'll blame so many things. And I think when you blame outside things that are outside of your control, you give all your power away. Because 100%. if why I can't sell on eBay is their broken algorithm, I can never change that because I don't work for eBay's technical team. You know what I mean? And so why not look within about something you're doing in your own store? Like you just said, listing begets sales. So why not look at what you could do and be honest with yourself? Like be brutally honest. Are you possibly doing something wrong that you can change? Because I've been wrong
Yep.
a lot before. And like this community is so cool because I can learn from the stuff you do and the stuff all these girls in the chat do. But yeah, I just kind of like what Mary said, complaining. Like it's the same thing. I just don't like
Yep.
I don't like any of that type of negativity because you can do anything. There's no reason why you can't.
Yep.
There's like
Yeah.
that it shouldn't
My
be a part of
favorite
your vocabulary.
Exactly. And people complaining about like the fees. Okay, sell more stuff so that the fees
Yeah.
don't matter. Increase
Yeah.
your margins, buy your stuff cheaper. Like these are things, like you said, that you can control rather than complaining about the 12% eBay is going to keep. Did you pay for that traffic? No. So
Yeah.
there's paying for traffic. Try to have your own Shopify, try to
Have your own
advertise on Google
website.
Ads to do your own website. Yeah, you'll pay way more than 12%
Have
to
you
get
ever
those sales.
done like a YouTube live sale, for instance, where you gather all of the addresses? I did one once. I'll never do it again. Don't ever invite me to anyone, because my answer is no. I had to gather all of their addresses, which they emailed to me. If there's anything I don't want to do, it's check my email. That's why I don't have a corporate job anymore. So they emailed me their addresses. Some of them didn't. I just never got those addresses, or I got them a week later. Then I had to go get a quote on Pirate Ship and then email them back a quote, to which they PayPal'd me the total. Then I had to go back on Pirate Ship and print out their label. After
Oh
doing all
my
that, I was like,
gosh.
I will gladly give eBay 13% and whatnot, 8% and Poshmark 20,
Yep.
because they handle that shipping. They handle payment intake for me.
Yep.
I get on there and print out a label. I don't have to do any of that. And I get their traffic.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Like you're 12%, that's all they want for doing all
Okay.
of that? Like, heck yeah, sign me up. 100%. Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, there's no no way doing the selling live. That'd be.
We tried to do a Shopify store and spent like a couple $1,000. We got like
Yeah.
2 sales.
Yeah, Shopify. So we've done before eBay, before I knew this whole reselling world, I had tried doing a website through Shopify where you're basically being a drop shipper and you're paying for all the ads to come to your website. So then when a sale comes in, you go on Alibaba, Wish.com, one of the China sites, have it drop shipped to the buyer. But you have to get the traffic. So I was selling like this $10 mug or something and paying for ads, 25 cents a click, 10 cents a click, whatever it was. I finally got one sale. So I'm like jumping for joy. I go back to my Google AdSense. I think it cost me like over $100 to make that $10 mug sale. So
That stinks.
there's definite benefits to eBay because there's the amount of traffic you have to pay for just to get somebody to go to your website when eBay is paying for the ads and all these other places are paying for the ads. Just Googling anything. If you Google a Kate Spade backpack, you get 50 other websites that are selling it. And the one little one from little Jennifer's Shopify is not going to be on that list.
You're right.
And if you want it to be, you're going to pay up. And it's a vicious cycle.
I can see it having a place.
Yeah,
like if you had organic traffic from like a social media account or something, and you just posted your stuff there, that would. But yeah, that's crazy. Girl.
But even then, that's secondhand. Like I created a little marketplace selling some merch of Desert Sellers. So I designed the shirt. I've got that pretty fly for a cacti. It's on some website. Cute. I forget now. And it's drop shipped. So I think there's like a $3 profit margin on it. So it's just so I can provide it. If you wanted a shirt, you pay $10. I think I make $2 or $3 on it.
Yeah.
So it was just to have the option, but I'm not driving traffic there. It's strictly just on my link tree. And if somebody wants to go buy a shirt, they can go buy a shirt. But to make that my sole business, it'd be hard.
It would be.
And expensive to try to drive traffic just to that site. All right. Sorry, I got behind on my questions here. 20s is cold for Texas or Florida or Arizona. Yes. Christy, heated blanket. Yes. And then I do the preheat feature. life-changing. So you preheat it before you get the kids ready for bed. And then you go into your sheets and they're nice and toasty.
Nice.
Life-changing. Life-changing. And sometimes I'll reset the preheat so it gets like, okay, my husband pushes the button. He's back there. Who pushes the button?
What a rock
Okay,
star.
yeah. He's amazing. Yes. So he preheats my blanket and it's wonderful. What areas of Kentucky do you source at?
Like Paducah, Kentucky, if you know where that's at. It's pretty far western Kentucky.
Okay. Can't because can't never did anything. I like that. Much easier. I'll pay the fees. Yep. I don't do negativity. I cut it out of my life. Absolutely.
He's like a rock star at it too. I'm like, let me call and talk to him about this. And he's like, just stop it. Just don't do it.
It's hard, especially for the month of January. I know I can't be the only one. January is the hardest month to be a reseller with all the returns and the complaints and the scams and just all the negativity. So you just try to handle it, flush it, and move on.
Yeah.
Like, not let it sit there. Like, okay, yes, it's going to have the initial reaction of curse word, but then let it go. And that's all you can do because you can't let it fester or it's just going to ruin your whole day. So you just need to just move on. And it's hard to do. Ruby, much easier on eBay. I use TikTok Shop, and it's a hassle when you have to add product certificates. They have catching up to do. I didn't even know that was a thing. I know Instagram, I think, has a shop option too. But I just keep it on eBay. Or Macari. I agree. Christopher, no time for that. My pet peeve is someone threatens to take me to a Walmart. Yes, I'm talking to you, Rachel.
We're really like certain to meet up with Christopher this year. Like my family wants to meet him. He wants to meet the family. And if he thinks for a second we're not going to Walmart, like we're going to Walmart.
Oh, funny. Christopher, what part of town are you, or what area are you in?
He's in Midland, Texas.
Texas.
But originally from your neck of the woods.
Oh. How hard is Whatnot to learn? So I'm a total newbie, and I actually learned a lot from Rachel. One of your early videos, you did like a how to sell on Whatnot. And there's a little learning curve. I think patience is a big one because, like you said, if you don't have the social following, it's kind of hard to get that snowball going. But it's just with everything, consistency. So it's not hard to learn. You just have to be patient with it. What do you think?
I think the same thing. It's like I'm just getting into Poshmark Live. I think I'm going to have at least a clothing sale over there. But automatically it seems more intimidating than Whatnot. I think Whatnot is very user friendly. It's pretty intuitive. And you can do the fact that you can do all of it from your phone is, I feel like, also really handy. The shipping is super easy because you literally just print the labels after your sale as long as you entered weights correctly and stuff. I don't think it's too hard.
Yeah. And once you do one, you learn. Like I learned about the shipping trick where if you put, you start with the heavy items so that people get discounted shipping on the lighter items. I didn't know that in my first one, and people were getting totally ripped off on shipping, and I had no idea. So once you do one, you just kind of like, oh, okay, I could do that differently. And sometimes people will use their phone to film, but then use their computer to go between items. So you can over tech it and try to make it a little easier on you, but like you said, you could just do it straight from your phone. We have a family house in Tucson. I love Tucson. So I am just south. I was telling Rachel I am 69 kilometers from the border. And I say kilometers because once you get to our highway, everything switches to kilometers. We're not in miles down here. So all the signs say 3 kilometers to your next
60
exit.
kilometers is 102 miles.
Okay. Or is it the other way? 3, no, holy cow. Yeah, because 3K is 5 miles. So, yeah. So, we're 100 miles from the Mexico border.
100 miles.
Definitely close. I'm in Texas.
No, that's not right. 60. Is that right? That's not right.
It's close. Maybe 90. 80. It's somewhere
No,
in there.
because 50K would be 31 miles.
All right,
60K is 37.2 miles. I'm so sorry that I had that wrong. It's 37.2
Is it going backwards?
miles. 60K is 37.2
5K
miles.
is 3
You can check my
point
math.
something miles.
Now I feel embarrassed for saying 102. It's 37.2 miles. I think.
Okay, that sounds better. Yeah, because 100 miles, I'm already on the other side of Phoenix.
Yeah, no, it's 37.2. How embarrassing.
Yes, it's okay. It's late. We don't hold anything against you. Whatnot is awesome sauce, and you rock it, Mary. You definitely rock Whatnot.
Yeah.
And she was the cheerleader, lead master of the Christmas Whatnot. That was the best one of all time. That was so much fun. Can't wait to see you on the Posh Lives.
Eventually.
Math.
I mean, I've been approved for them for a while, and I have some clothes I need to liquidate.
Girl math. I love those TikToks of the girl math. Like, if you go and you return something, then it's just free money. So,
Nice.
Yeah, girl math cracks me up. Let's see. If anyone has any more juicier questions for Rachel, shoot them in the text. I always like this question. What is your favorite reseller tip that you wish everyone knew?
There's so many good ones to choose from. But you said favorite. That's such a heavy word. I feel like it's going to be on my read in my eulogy someday. Like I'm married to this answer. I wish more people knew that you should use mattress pads instead of bubble wrap.
Mattress pads.
Yeah. My last video, Jennifer, is kind of a showcase of that at the very end. If you don't watch anything, watch the end part of the video, like tip number 1 at the very end, because I work backwards from 5 to 1. And yeah, that's something I wish more people knew.
Oh my gosh, I am intrigued.
I'll leave it at that. That you guys have to go watch the video if you haven't seen it. And you're going to be like,
yes.
If your mind is not blown like the little smiley face emoji by the end of the video, I'll give you your money back for watching it.
Are they cheaper than bubbles?
I think for what you get, because I paid $12 for a mattress pad, and I feel like $12 worth of bubble wrap wouldn't get me very far.
All right, I'm intrigued. I'm embarrassed I haven't watched your latest video, so I am
You have to watch it.
Intrigued.
You have to watch it and see about the mattress pad tip. That's my best tip for people.
Mattress pads. Wow. I thought my
wait until you see it.
Pool noodles. Pool noodles are my favorite for things with corners, like electronics, VCRs, laptops, anything with those corners that you don't want to get jarred. Pool noodles are my favorite. But
that's true, and they're easy to slice with the blade.
That is amazing. What about the hardest learning curve? Think about young Rachel starting out. What was the hardest thing to learn in reselling?
This could kind of also go along with something I wish people knew. Not to believe the BOLO list that you see on YouTube. Okay. And I say that as someone who puts out BOLO lists. You need to take them with a grain of salt, because some of the BOLO items that you hear so many, first of all, the best resellers aren't even on YouTube. Okay. So find somebody that like Christopher isn't on YouTube, probably the greatest reseller I know, and the bolos he has, no one's talking about. You know what I mean? Like he's just a wealth of knowledge and information. But
Absolutely.
So you're we're already going to say probably not the best of the best, because the best resellers probably don't have time for a YouTube channel. Let's be honest.
Right.
I'm sorry I'm saying this to another reseller YouTuber, but not to say we don't know what we're talking about. But I'm just saying.
Okay.
I feel like so many items, they just were regurgitated. Free People. If one more person told me to pick up Free People and Ann Taylor and all these mall brands.
Yeah, and it saturates it.
Yeah. And I was learning from people who were selling things that, if I really step back in retrospect as a first-time reseller, I needed to sell the stuff I was interested in. Like, sell what you're passionate about, because otherwise you end up with a stack of Ann Taylor you don't want to list because you're not passionate about it, and that's how you start a death pile.
Yep.
So like Revere wear. I'm sorry, there are very few pieces of Revere wear that are actually worth picking up. I remember watching one reseller go gaga over ties. If there's one category I never want to sell in my life again, it's men's ties.
Yeah.
I don't like, what are other brands that there's so many brands that people are like, oh, that's an absolute bolo. And then they break it down and it's sold for like $12 and they picked it up for $4. And I'm thinking,
Right.
I spent the early part of my reselling career like chasing these bolos that people were talking about that
Yeah.
aren't really that
And
great. Like
your bolos will be different than mine also just because of location. Like I'm going
yes.
to see a lot of the stuff that are in 70 houses from the 70s because of the seniors that lived there for 90 years and now we're selling all their stuff. So things that I find, and also like golf, like how much golf I find here
I don't
because
find
of my
any.
region. And
I don't find
just
Patagonia. I don't find like all those Pacific Northwest brands. None of that stuff.
no, well, welcome to the desert. I'm not going to find your skiing gear. I'm not going to find, and if I do, it's probably really old. It came with them from Montana when they moved here. So
Yeah.
it's definitely location based. And like you said, with a grain of salt, you have to decide for your own business if that bolo, even though, yeah, it's good, if it's worth it. Someone actually in one of my videos, I'm always hesitant to show the thrifting videos because I know someone's gonna spot something that I miss.
That's
And I'm
good
like,
though.
oh,
That's such a free education.
it is. So someone mentioned on the wall there was a Miro cookie pastry press. I'm like, really? I've never heard of that. So I look it up. Yeah, it's like a 200% sell-through rate on these Miro presses. Today, I found 2 of them because of this viewer. So if this viewer is here that taught me about Miro, thank you. But
That's
I mean, they're
awesome.
definitely like a little bread and butter thing. I think they're going for like 20 to 30, depending how many little discs they have. I paid 2 for one of them that only had one end piece. I got to learn the names of it. And then 4 for one that had a whole bucket of pieces. So I'll probably split the pieces between the 2 and sell 2 equal items. But I mean, for $4 or 3 each, if I think of the math differently, it's worth it to turn it to 20, 25, but that goes in that bread and butter category. I'm not going to go out of my way to go searching for nothing but Miro.
Yeah.
But if I happen to see it, then sure, I'll grab it. So
good point.
it comes down to what's worth your time in your business.
Yeah.
Look everything up, even if you don't know it. 100%.
Yeah. Look everything up. That's what Christopher was always saying. Look everything up. Look everything up. And there's so many things that, yeah, I mean, you can tell quality. Like you can feel a rack of clothes and pick out the wool and the nylon and the silk. I can. And it's like when you find that item, you're like, oh, I know this is quality. Like look up the brand. You might be surprised.
Yeah, like flatware or silverware. The minute you pick up the bag of cheap Target versus a bag of fancy Oneida, you're going to feel the difference.
Yeah.
So that definitely makes your eyes know, your hands know. Money and quality. Quality is money. A bolo brand for one store is not going to be one in a store that primarily sells a completely different niche. Yes, absolutely. And that's like even with the states, you have to learn. Like here, we've got multiple companies that run them. So I've learned like the certain church ones that are overpriced, or the certain private owned ones, not private, but smaller companies. Okay, they know their electronics, but they don't know their golf clubs. So at this church or at this sale, go for the golf. At this church, go for the electronics. At this one, go to the bathroom for the beauty products. Like you start making these mental notes everywhere you go of who knows what and who doesn't know something. And that always changes. People do their research. So it's
I love that you mentioned like the bathroom and the bath products and everything, because I feel like those are categories people look right over, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much money in the bathroom at the estate sale.
There was a TikToker I follow. I don't remember her name, but she finds the most crazy stuff. So I'm in the bathroom as one of the top finds. And my latest insane find was Pure One oils. They're the oils that go into the diffuser to refill them. They're selling for $150 a piece. I paid $2, and it was just in the bathroom. Shampoo and conditioner that's not expired is no longer made, discontinued. Wow. $75 for a pair of Pantene because they don't make it anymore. There's a certain floss. I'm still on the look for this floss. There's a certain floss that sells for $50. Floss. Like it's insane what the bathroom can hold.
Discontinued.
rarely anybody's looking in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get excited talking about it because it's one of those niches that I'm like so passionate about right now because nobody goes there. I sold a bar of soap, or I think I have it listed. It hasn't sold yet. A bar of soap. It's old. It's got this fancy little plastic case, and I have it listed for like $40. And they're priced at $1, $2. Like, they're so cheap at the sales because they think it's just bathroom stuff. Shaving cream. I found an old shaving cream in a free box.
Wow.
And it sold for like $40, $50.
That's amazing.
Shaving cream. And like,
I believe it.
It blows me
Bolo
away.
Buddies has, I feel like she has more than one video where she talks about bolos in the bathroom. I mean, her channel is incredible anyway. She has just sold comp after. She built a channel off of sold comps, which is my favorite type of video to watch. But she has a few different videos about bolos in the bathroom. She's the one that taught me about Vintage Goody, like the Cone brand, the hair clips and stuff. It's such good money. Do not pass up Vintage Goody.
Yes. Rachel knows silverware really well. Yes.
Mom thinks I know everything.
That one.
Thank you.
Silverware is a good one. I call it all silverware, even when it's flatware and it's not made of silver. I still call it silverware.
One of my best flips ever was silverware.
Okay.
$10 into $1,000 with that set of silverware.
Holy smokes. Did you sell it as a lot or separate it?
As a lot. I thought it was silver plated when I bought it. She wanted 5. I gave her 10. I got home and realized it was Alvin sterling silver.
Wow.
I sold it for $1,000 to a lady in Georgia plus $12 shipping.
That's amazing. I love bathrooms. Yes. Lisa, how old was Rachel when she won Miss Missouri?
How
are we learning more?
I feel like it was 2011. I was born in 85. So yeah, I think like 26 or something.
Oh my goodness. You have a whole beauty pageant past life?
Yeah, I love pageantry. Yeah, I got to represent Missouri and Mrs. America for 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness, how cool.
My sash hangs on Lily back there. The mannequin, she wears my Mrs. Missouri sash, and then my crown is up there on top of the R.
That is amazing.
It's good times. Yeah, I feel like with pageantry, a lot of people are like, oh, I bet there was such catty people there, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, we were literally surrounded by, there was 51 candidates, because District of Columbia, like 50 of the most amazing and accomplished women you'll ever meet in your life. That's what it was. It wasn't like those girls didn't get there by mistake. Interview has more of a score than anything else. And just to have like networked with amazing women in every single state is incredible all in and of itself,
Wow. I think the cattiness is the younger ones where it's the moms that are the catty.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've been around like pageantry so much. You're right. There are a few people like maybe at high school level or something, but it's not what you think.
How cool. McCormick beef marinade. Stop it. I'm going to have to look this up. Sells for $200.
That's insane.
McCormick beef marinade.
The things you would go back in time and buy if you could.
I'm telling you, like the floss. Like, who would pay $50 for floss?
I think it's like, isn't it like the cinnamon waxed Johnson & Johnson or something?
It's a Johnson something.
I feel like it's waxed, but I don't know the flavor. Maybe I
don't know if it was cinnamon or if it was
minty.
Just minty. All right, McCormick beef. I'm looking this up. Filter. Sold.
Maybe it's like specifically the vintage ones too. They might have changed the recipe,
Stop it. I'm in the focus here. Oh, you can do it. That's
what I'm saying. And Christopher doesn't have a YouTube channel. I'm begging him to come on my channel all the time. I'm like, one time, come tell people.
Beef marinade. So you see the picture of it. That's what it looks like. Drill that into your brain because it just sold for $220 December 1st.
That's nuts.
For a beef marinade. Not to be confused with Lowry's that sold for $1.99.
Listen, I hope someone in this chat, when someone in this chat or watching the replay finds that, tag Jennifer. Okay, so she can tell us
Oh
all that
my
you found it because
gosh.
you were live in this chat.
Wow. I'm not seeing it. It's got to be just super rare.
And see, like you could make your own BOLO list. So let's suppose you typed in seasoning or you typed in bar soap, and then you go
And just
to
filter to.
filter
Mhm.
sold, and click highest to lowest, and not just seeing one or two at the top, but if you're seeing reoccurring of those, then you know that's a BOLO. Like make your own
That's how
list.
I did my research starting out. Like anytime I'd find something like golf clubs, I want to learn about golf clubs. So type in golf, filter from most expensive to the least expensive in the sold category, and you'll instantly see those 5 or so brands that need to be on your lookout list. So that's, yeah, any category. The bar soap, type that in. Shampoo, conditioner, type that in. Like you can do a full PhD in reselling just doing reverse searching like that.
I did a video on it once, and I feel like it's time to do like a refresher course, how to build your own BOLO list.
Yes, I think that would get huge.
I don't know. Sometimes the videos you think are going to do amazing just bonk, and then other videos you
Preach
think
it.
no one's going to watch this, and it does
Yep.
amazing.
So true. So true. That is, yeah, especially, preach it. And it's the ones you put the least amount of effort in that end up going good. Like, darn it, if I knew that.
I just wouldn't care
You
all
better
the
believe
time.
I'm looking for that tomorrow. Does it matter if it's expired? Probably not. I'm guessing it's going to be for a prop. It can't possibly be eaten. I
Oh,
wouldn't
I'm sure
want to
people are
eat
eating
this to marinated. You think they're eating it?
a lot of expiration dates are just suggestions. That this stuff
Yeah.
probably has so much anti-caking agent in it. It has the shelf life of a Twinkie. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially because it's all just dry seasonings. How much salt? I mean, salt can't expire. It's 90% salt. Hold on, I saw one up here. Got to do a fake to real Gucci belt video.
Yeah, Christopher found a Gucci belt, and he wasn't sure if it was real. And I was like, let me think. And I had some reasons I thought it was real, and some reasons I thought it was fake. And he was like, just mailed it to me. And he's like, just do a video. And I was like, I haven't even decided if this is real yet.
Oh man, that's usually you can spot it. I remember one of my first videos that went. It was a short, and it's the one that went pretty viral. And it was when Goodwill. I think I totally clickbaited the title. I said Goodwill scammed me or something like that. And basically, I bought this purse thinking like there's a chance that it's real, a chance that it's fake, but it's cute. I'm just gonna buy it. So it was $20, and I realized 100% yes, it's fake. There was obvious signs that I didn't know at the time, but now I know it's obviously fake. And I tried to bring it back because they took returns, and they take returns on clothing. And some
I watched
Goodwills
this video. I
considered,
remember this.
yeah, some considered shoes and accessories clothing. So I brought it back, just wanting store credit. That's all I wanted. And I remember they were throwing this whole fit about not being able to return it because they knew it was fake.
Mhm.
That was their defense. I'm like, if you knew it was fake, it should have been in the trash can.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know a few extra things to look for, and of course, like the stitching, but I'm sure there's really good fakes out there.
They're called super fakes, and some even have like the appropriate serial numbers and things, but there's always a tell. I do a lot of videos where I like what Christopher's talking about. So I'll take a real something and a fake something, and I destroy the fake in the video. So I'll end
Okay.
up like slicing it or cutting it open. I have where's it at? I have a fake
Oh, we've
Gucci
got
belt.
Will here. Welcome.
This one. I think it's in here. Maybe I took it out. No, it's not in here. But anyway, I picked up one. I know it's fake.
Powdered tea. All right, I'm not going to be going to the bathroom anymore. I'm just going to go straight to the pantry.
Oh yeah, look at this one. He's shown me this BOLO before. This is a really good one. Yeah, show everybody what that's like.
Unsweet powdered tea. All right, sold. 6 of them sold for $100. And it looks like that is really bad.
So look up the ones in the jar. It's in a glass jar.
Okay. Unsweet tea.
or unsweet iced tea or whatever.
Mixed powder. All right, I'll have to keep looking. I'm not seeing that
Some of them
one.
are crazy good prices for the jarred. Like the dehydrated kind of looks like instant coffee, but it's instant tea.
Yeah. All right, my search isn't finding it, but I know what you're talking about. That's crazy. Some of these things. All right, let's do this giveaway real quick while we've got everyone here. Let's do code word. Do you have to do the hashtag?
I think so. I think it's like part of it to do, but I've seen people do it without the hash.
Let's do hashtag desert. DESERT.
One S, guys.
One S, not dessert. Desert. So type in hashtag desert. I don't know how to write on my screen.
I saw Will and Keith pop in. Hey, guys.
Yay. Here, let me put it up in the chat. Maybe that's what I'm going to. Well, no, so then it's going to count me as an entry. No, don't. Okay, you guys are doing it. You're rock stars.
At the bottom where it says like present or share screen or something like that, you can share it if you want to.
Yes. Start
hashtag what are we winning?
Comments.
Will, she's giving away some of her merch.
Yes. Okay, yes. Sorry, if you're just joining. We've got a cute little cactus sticker. Pretty fly for a cacti. Then we've got a large Desert Seller sticker.
So pretty.
And then we've got some fun car coasters that are desert. Upside down.
Love it. Ooh, those match your nails. Your nails look so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Ooh. So yeah, the wife would like it more than you probably on the coasters, but I'm not judging. Totally not judging. Okay, so let's do this whole share screen thing. Where's it at? Present?
Those are like those cool stone coasters that absorb the condensation.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right, we're going to share that tab. Okay, do you guys see it?
Yep.
Okay, so we've got 15 entries, but there's like 30 people in here, so we're still missing some people. Let's give them another minute here. Yeah, we got 37. You know you want it. Hashtag desert. Okay, well, those are... Okay, we'll give it just another couple minutes. Huh? Oh, I thought you were saying something. He likes to talk behind this wall. He's not my translator. I don't know. All right, here comes a couple more.
All right, you might have to go back and let it pull it again.
What? No, it says
15.
We're up to 19 now.
It's not 15. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. My tech support. So helpful. Just found old
found an old
in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Wow.
With the tea still in it, bless you. Can I show off my really cool shirt that Evan Flippy McFlipperson sent me?
Yes. I need to make you big. Well done.
If you guys, this is your last chance to enter while I'm showing you my shirt. Well, if you know.
Show you. Nope, don't do that. Hold on, still learning. Pardon me. Don't want to kick you out. I just want to make you big. Nope, don't do that.
Hey, that's a fun layout.
Solo layout? There we go.
Look at this, guys. If y'all know Evan Flippy McFlipperson, he sent me this shirt.
I love it.
I pranced it at eBay. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of obsessed with it. He found it at the thrift store and he was like, "What's your address? This shirt is so you."
That's awesome.
He is super creative, Lori. He is.
Let's do this giveaway thing and draw. Drum roll. Yeah, I still can't do that. Rhonda! Yay! I love the confetti. That's exciting. So Rhonda, send me a message either on Instagram or you can email me, DesertSellersAZ@gmail.com with your address, and I will have this over to ya. Congratulations. Yay. Now, how do I get out of that? Let's do this. Stop share. All right. I've been off of lives now for a few months.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 months. I need a refresher. eBay needs prayer. There you go. Thank you, Chrissy, for sharing that. Okay. All right. And let's see. Do you have anything else that you want to share about your business and how you see your business growing in the future?
I'm really excited this year about like all the different directions that I'm going, and just like even the directions my husband's going with a lot of like his social media as a business. So I'm super excited about everything that's going on in the YouTube space as far as reselling. About to hit 30K. I kind of feel like I'm crawling over there, but it's about
amazing.
to happen.
Amazing. We were just at, wasn't it 10,000 like a month ago?
I wish it had grown that fast. Definitely
it
not.
was quick. It's been amazing. So proud of you. That's amazing.
Like a couple years ago, maybe, but no, my next video, guys, I just unboxed all of these vintage Barbie that were probably never supposed to be out of the boxes. So look for this as a video that's coming up. Like, she's a Christian Dior Barbie, and she was never out of the box. And so if you love that or hate that, I cut them all out of their boxes, then subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'd love to have you over there. I need to do some type of a giveaway at 30K. What do you think I should do?
I don't know. It's going to be hard to beat your wallet giveaway. What one was that? 20, 25? What was that one for?
At 20, it was a Louis Vuitton wallet. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, so you went from 20 to 30 really fast. That was the jump that happened this year.
I still feel like it was a crawl, but
no,
like,
that one was
you know, when you're the one running the marathon, it seems like a lot.
Feels like forever.
Longer.
Yep.
But the majority of my audience is female, so I'm like, why not just lean into that? And 76% of them are female. Who doesn't want Louis Vuitton? And, you know, maybe I should give away something Gucci.
Ooh. Yeah, it's going to be hard to follow up on that one. All right, we've got another banner here with all your socials. Thank you, Chrissy, for sharing them. Make sure I spelled them right. E.L. Strickland. Okay, and then the Instagram is the real Rachel STrickland. Make sure to sub and follow and all the things.
I'm sure there could be the real Rachel STrickland, and she's probably a nice girl, but mine's Rachel STrickland official over there.
Oh, just kidding.
It's okay. They got it.
Nope. Okay. Hide. You didn't see that.
Oh, I know what you're thinking of. I have a personal page that's the Rachel STrickland.
Okay, maybe that's what probably I was thinking of.
And she's a cool girl too. Okay. I know her.
That's good. That's good. Thank you for sharing all of that. Now that I just butchered it all, but
that's okay. You did not butcher it. You spelled my name right.
That was what I was focused on. Is not put an A in Rachel.
Thank you. And then when I was in first grade, a boy gave me a necklace with it spelled wrong. And I couldn't see past the misspelling to appreciate the necklace, and I gave it back to him.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the spellings you're never going to find it on the magnet board or the keychain board, because they all have an A. That's the other way of spelling it. I don't want to say normal, but the other way of spelling it. The other way. All right, you guys. Rachel, I can't thank you enough for coming on here. Thank you to everybody in the chat. This was a blast, absolutely a blast to get back in here and see all the old faces and old names that have been quiet over the holidays and just to connect with everybody again. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I cannot wait to watch that Barbie show, and I need to watch this mattress pad reveal.
It could be life-changing.
I think it is. That's what I'm watching after this. So thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I will see you guys next Friday. Bye, everyone.